My name is Conrad Steiner. I'm a doctor of medicine. Tonight's story has the title, My Brother Joe.
Guardian of birth, healer of the sick, comforter of the aged. To the profession of medicine, to the men and women who labor in its cause, this story is dedicated.
Our presentation tonight is the field of neurosurgery. The object in point, 2 tickets of admission to a baseball game. The case in point, Joseph William Lockwood. He's 10 years old. One Saturday morning, he wakened to a day bright with promise. But through a chance of fate, it turned out differently than he expected. This is the account of that day.
Excuse me.
Yes?
My name is Stanley Lockwood. I'd like to see Joseph Lockwood. Is he here?
Are you close relative of his?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Joe's brother. Can I see him?
Dr. Bircher?
Just a minute.
Joe? Joe? What's the matter? Do you know?
Oh, you've got a good idea, son. He's pretty critical. He's had a severe head injury.
Fractured skull?
We haven't seen the x-rays yet. Actually, the most important problem isn't the damage to the skull, but to the brain.
I see.
You see, many times there can be damage to the skull without any injury to the brain at all. You might compare it to a crate of glassware. There's no great harm done if the crate happens to be cracked or broken. It's the contents inside the crate you worry about.
Anything I can do?
If there is, we'll let you know.
Okay. I'll be waiting outside here in the hall.
Fine.
Excuse me.
Yes.
They said my father was here.
Yes, he was out on the benches, but he might have gone down to the hall to use the phone.
Thanks.
Dan, how are you, son? I just called your grandmother's place. She told me you left.
I came in a taxi. It took a long time. You okay, Dad?
Oh, sure, just a couple of scratches. How about Joe? Did you see him? How is he?
You were here first. Haven't you seen him?
No, I couldn't, Stan. I just couldn't take it. I'd break up seeing Joey lying in there. Believe me, son, I wouldn't be any good at all.
Joe's hurt, Dad. Don't you want to see him?
Sure I do, but I just told you. If I saw Joey now, I'd break up. That wouldn't help things, would it, son?
Yes, it wouldn't.
Now, wait, Stan. What's happened between your mother and me? You know how much you fellows mean to me, you and Joey. You know how I think about you.
Sure, Dad. I know how you feel.
Hi, Jim.
Sure.
Auto versus auto.
Condition.
Not good.
The pressure's at 160 over 100. Pulse is a little slow, still 70. What's your impression?
Severe cerebral contusion with edema, possible laceration. We're worried about intimal hemorrhage.
Blood pressure's up and pulse a little slow. It goes along with increase in cranial pressure.
We've got him prepped for surgery just to be on the safe side.
Any interval history?
No, he was unconscious from the time of the accident. We did a spinal tap on him. The fluid was blood tinged. Pressure was 210.
Any lateralizing findings?
Nothing.
Good cerebral contusion, all right. Better watch it pretty close. I'll call a consultant from the attending staff.
Right.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Vince.
John, is this the boy for the trach?
Yeah, I'd like to try and help with breathing all we can.
Is he having a bit of trouble?
Yeah. The gag reflex is pretty well gone.
$5,900, Miss Clemson. All right, thanks very much. Dr. Bircher, the x-rays are ready on the way.
Let's go. If anything happens, call us right away.
All right, Doctor.
Riley, nurse. Soldiers on the scaffold.
Golly, Stan, you're looking pretty big. I was just thinking it must be months since I've seen you. How do you like your new school? Get along all right?
What happened, Dad? How'd you get in the wreck?
Well, it's hard to explain, Stan. I wish I had an alibi. I haven't anything. I was speeding. There's no one to blame, just me.
How'd you get in the wreck, Dad?
I didn't have a drink, son. Not one. You can ask the doctors. I was speeding. Just happened. That's all.
How'd it happen?
Well, I called your mother's lawyer yesterday. I said instead of my regular visiting day with Joy, I'd like to take him to Saturday doubleheader. The lawyer said all right, so I picked him up after lunch and we went out to the ballpark. We had a lot of fun together. Joy kept asking about you, Stan. You looked just great. Well, it was a lot of fun. I must have forgot the time. I looked at my watch and I realized I'd have to hurry. I had this date with a friend of mine, so Joy and I got in the car and, like I say, it's going pretty fast. Speeding. Car pulled out at an intersection. I swung the wheel over. I missed the car, but front wheel hit the curb. Tire blew out. Lost control. Piled into a cement wall. Joy hit his head. Dashboard. That's all I can tell you, Stan.
Okay, Dad. I just wanted to know how it happened.
Cigarette, Stan? Or don't they agree with you?
No thanks, Dad. I don't smoke.
Look, Stan. Your mother's been notified. She ought to be here in a minute. I'd like to ask you a favor. Well, you know how she is. How excited she gets. I'll need your help, you know?
No, I don't, Dad.
Well, you know how it is. Now, I don't hold any grudges. I say live and let live, but you know how excited she gets. She'll rant and rave and say all kinds of things. But you'll help me, won't you, son? You understand?
I understand, Dad. You always need help.
Mm-hmm. There's no mistaking it. Linear fracture, right temporal. Runs all the way through here to the meningeal groove. No depression, though. Let's make sure Hardy knows about these films.
I follow you. Just thinking, how about a couple of burr holes? You think they're called for?
It's an idea, little better than the answer.
Why? The pressure's up, the pulse is slow, he's not improving at all.
That's true, but there's one thing we have to remember. He's had no lucid interval. There's still no localizing signs. So we have to go on the basis of the primary damage to the brain produced by the blow could account for the whole picture. There's not much we can do about a bruised brain.
How can we be sure he doesn't have an epidural or subdural along with the contusion?
Pretty hard question to answer, especially in view of the fracture. I'm glad we put in a call for the staff consult. It's all a question of calculated risk, Lou. As much as we want that patient to live, we got to remember we're not in the cheering section. We're not sitting out there with a rooties around the field. So it's our problem to make the best possible decisions based on the facts at hand. Okay?
I follow you.
So the quiet, desperate struggle for the life of 10-year-old Joseph Lockwood continues. In order to aid the patient's respiration as much as possible, a tracheotomy is performed. An opening is made in the cartilage of the trachea, or windpipe, and a metal tube is inserted down through this opening, so the patient is no longer breathing through his mouth, but through the temporary emergency device. In this way, the air passage is more easily kept clear of fluids which tend to collect and obstruct the patient's breathing. The oxygen supply is then regulated to conform with this procedure.
Well, that's it, Pierce.
Yes?
You're welcome, Doctor.
Finished?
Right.
Hi.
Hi, John.
The tube in all right?
Yeah, good airway, exception of the strength yield. Respirations are becoming a little slower, though.
Okay, then. Thanks a lot.
Right.
Dan.
Darling, my baby. It's been such a long time. Now let me hold on to you for just a minute. Tell me not to worry. Tell me everything's going to be all right.
I can't, Mother. Joe's hurt. There's no use pretending he's not.
You badly hurt?
The doctor said he's critical. They're doing everything they can. Don't you want to see him?
Maybe not right now, son. I'd like to rest a while. I'm not very strong, you know. Terrible strain.
Hello, Lorraine.
Grief. Every day that I've known you, you've brought nothing but grief.
Now, wait a minute, Lorraine. Use your head. This is no time for that.
Come and sit with me, Stanley. You've grown so tall, I hardly recognize you. Come and sit down. Talk to me. You make me feel so much better. It's a terrible strain. I need help. I need your help, Stanley. Come and sit down.
Why do you worry about yourself, Mother? Joe's the one that's hurt, not you. Why don't you worry about him?
Please, Stanley. Don't talk to me like that. Not now. Not with Joey in there. It's cruel. You don't know what it is at a time like this. You don't know what it is to be a mother. You just don't know.
No, I guess I don't. You?
Still the same, 160 over 100.
I guess we better do it. It's on the chance.
Yeah, all right, Frank.
We get the parents' consent. It's all lined up, but available. Yeah, we'll be up right away.
Staff man?
Uh-huh. Frank Kirkham. He's held a patient while you're on X-ray. He's waiting for us in 15.
All right, let's go.
What time is it, Stan? Oh, what's he stop?
It's almost 5:30.
Can I get you something, son? Maybe a cup of coffee, a sandwich, maybe.
No thanks, Dad. Nothing right now. Ask Mother. Maybe she'd like something.
I got you something? Would you care for a cup of coffee?
Get away from here.
Can't you try to be civil? That's the least you could do at a time like this.
Get away from me.
Haven't changed a bit, have you? You're still the important one. Nobody matters, just you. Everything takes second place, even your own children.
You've got your nerve. How can you even mention the children? Oh, you've done things to me before. I never dreamed you'd do a thing like this.
You're out of your mind. Do you think I meant to hurt Joe?
What difference does it make what you meant? You did it. It's on your conscience.
You could mention a few things that should be on your conscience. That is, if you have such a thing as a conscience.
You've got your nerve. You of all people. You cared nothing for me. You cared nothing for the boys. You're not even a bad father. You're no father at all.
And I suppose you're the loving mother. The loving, devoted mother. Don't make me laugh.
You fool. You stupid, conceited fool.
Be quiet.
Stand there.
Both of you, be quiet. If you can't act decent, then get out. Leave right now. I'll look after Joe.
Wait a minute, son.
He's done without you for a long time. We both have. We don't need either one of you. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care if I ever see you again. You can walk out that door and be gone forever. We're not going to miss you. You're supposed to be our mother and father. I don't understand you. I don't know you. I never did know you. Same for Joe. We've been so busy fighting that we never had a chance to know you. Go on, leave right now. Take your fighting outside. Go out and fight on the sidewalk.
Stanley, please don't.
Please, nothing. I've heard it all my life. I've heard all I want to hear. Fighting, arguing, calling names. Can't you ever be nice? Can't you act like a mother and father are supposed to act? Kids at school. Their folks are nice. They like each other. Why can't you be like them? Even now, Joey in there, all banged up. All you can do is fight and argue. I know what you're like now. I didn't want to, but I finally made up my mind. You don't care about Joe. You don't care about me. Well, that goes both ways. We don't care about either one of you. Go on, leave right now. You probably got things to do. Forget about me. Forget about Joe. And you can count on it. You can count on it for sure. We're going to forget about you.
Once again, a most critical problem is met with a most critical decision. With the patient deteriorating and his coma deepening, the possibility of a blood clot, however slight, cannot be ruled out. There's little hope in performing the operation, but there's no hope at all if the operation is not performed. Openings approximately 1/2 inch in diameter are made on both sides of the skull in the temporal area, and the exposed surfaces examined for evidence of epidural or subdural blood clots. There's little hazard in the procedure compared to what might be gained from it. The struggle goes on to the end, to the bitter, incontestable end.
Rough one.
10 years old? It's not much of a life.
You gonna talk to folks?
Yeah.
No. No, dear God. No.
Doctor. Did Joe wake up at all? Did he say anything?
No, he didn't, son. There was no pain. It went pretty fast.
Would you get his things, please? His clothes? I'll take them.
All right, son.
Dad? Shall we go home?
All right, son. Lorraine, we're going home, honey. Now, take it easy. Everything's going to be all right.
Yes.
Thank you, Doc.
Don, mind if I take off a little early? My kid's birthday today. I'd like to be home when he wakes up, see him open his present.
Sure, go right ahead. You say hello to the wife for me.
Right. See you tomorrow, John. Thanks a lot.
Oh, hey, Lou.
Yeah?
Just thought I'd remind you.
What's that?
Drive carefully, will you?
One final observation regarding the outcome of tonight's case. A physician faced with the problem of managing a head injury received from a severe blow cannot always predict the outcome or determine at once the course of immediate and future treatment. Close observation and every therapeutic advantage is utilized in the hope that a tragedy such as this one can be averted.